What's going on, y'all? My name is Adrian, and today is part 2 of the first video of Woodwork is really cool. Alright, so today we're going to do the very fun part, my favorite part. We're going to do some painting. So this painting is going to consist of an acrylic pour for the top portion of this box. And we're going to do some traditional just paintbrush painting for the majority of the box right here. We'll also be painting the hinge. I want the hinge to be like a nice silver to kind of go with the other silver accents. The way I did that is, as you can see, this hinge is already green. So I did that because it's hard for me to paint acrylic onto metal without it falling off immediately. So the way I kind of get around that is I spray it with whatever spray paint that I have that has like a primer in it. Spray that and that kind of preps it so that whatever paint I put on top of that, it typically sticks and stays for a long time. So I had green spray paint, go figure. I used that and we're gonna just make it work. So my colors for the box, my plan is for this portion, this big hunk right there, here, the other side. I want that to be a darker blue. So we're actually going to use this Prussian blue right here from Amsterdam. It's a nice dark, but it's almost warm. Almost has like a tinge of purple in there. It's a really nice blue. I like that. For the box itself, we're just going to do little accents of silver. So here's a metallic silver here from Loft. And those will go on these parts right here, the edges. And then I'm actually going to create a matching edge for this side and that side. When I do it, it'll make more sense. And for the top of this box, this is where we're going to get a little fancy. We're going to do a nice acrylic pour. I think I'm just going to do a regular puddle pour and just wreck it. I'm going to keep it simple, but I want to incorporate a few colors within that. So my base for this wreck will be Prussian blue. Again, I got that mixed with just Floetrol and nothing else. Floetrol. This right there. That's what it's mixed with. I'm going to do puddles of this. I want to say this is my Cobalt blue. Yep, it sure is. Cobalt blue right here. Just mixed with the same thing. Just Floetrol. And we're also going to do some puddles of this Cerulean blue, which is one of Corey's favorite colors. And I think it's really freaking gorgeous. And we're going to do small little baby accents of some more of that metallic silver right there. I'm going to start off by taping up portions of this box that I don't want to be painted blue. And we're going to start with my Prussian blue. I'm going to let that dry. Then I'm going to move to my acrylic pour, come back, paint the details of silver. You won't see this. I'll do this off camera. I'll probably give everything a second coat, but I'll show you my initial coat here on camera and you'll get to see me do the pour. Oh, and I thought there was a spider on the mic. I was about to freak out. Yeah, oh, something else I did off camera was I just sanded the sides of these planks of wood here. Just the parts that were a little rough, just to make sure it's nice and smooth and I have a nice surface to paint on. I did the same thing for here, for these little sides there and there. So I did that with the 120 grit sanding block right here. And let's give it a go. All right, so as you can see, I already taped off the box. I know I said I was gonna wait and do that on camera, but the little thin roll of painter's tape that we had, Corey is using it right now. We're preparing for a big art show, well, a big-ish art show. So I figured I'd just do this quickly off camera and then we'll just start with the painting portion. So let's get to painting. So I have these cute little cups here. I like to use for paintings when I'm using the brush. So I'm going to put quite a bit of this Phthalo blue in, since we're covering up most of the box with this one. Oh, not Phthalo blue, Prussian blue. I'm putting quite a bit of this Prussian blue in here. Ooh, you saw that spit? That was gross. All right, and I'm going to use, which brush do I want to use? I think I want to use this thicker one. Yeah, since I'm painting like a thicker surface, I don't need the finer brush. Ooh. Yeah, I smelled it. You saw that, I smelled it. It smells good. So we're just going to brush. So I like to do small, short strokes. And then once I get everything covered, then I go over it with the longer, more continuous strokes. I'm okay with that. Nice. So I'm gonna get these spots that look a little questionable. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it was very clear to me, those spots that did not get enough paint. Careful with flipping this so I'm not ruining what I just did. Put it like this so you can kind of see what I'm doing over there. I think that camera's picking it up. So I just flipped it on its butt right here so that I didn't mess up the size that I just painted, because that would be horrible. Right now I'm kind of just going over the spots that look a little off. Making sure my first layer is nice and good, like I want it to be. Oh, look at this. I have my apron on backwards. I do this all the time. Corey thinks it's hilarious. I don't know why I do it. I think in my head, like I see the pocket and I'm like, okay, great, pocket. And I like put it towards my body instead of facing it out. So, all right, well that's embarrassing. All right, so right now I'm okay with how this looks. I actually might, I know earlier I said I wasn't gonna paint the tops of these. I might actually do that. So now with the tape on it, I'm just gonna paint over it, get this top of this blue, this Prussian blue. And then once I take off the tape and I'm doing the silver, I'm still gonna fill that in with more blue. All right, so we're gonna put this over to the side. And I'm gonna start with my Prussian blue. And make sure this is nice and mixed. I love this color. It's like navy, but with a little bit of character, you know? There's something extra in there. All right, so we're just gonna cover that up. I think that's about as good I'm gonna get with just tilting, so I'm gonna add a little bit more paint. Okay, so that looks nice and covered. I'm gonna take these gloves off. I'm gonna get my torch, pop out these bubbles, and then we're gonna do a little bit of decorating. I'm gonna do dots of this Cobalt with small dots of the Cerulean inside of that, and then vice versa. And then I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit of silver on top of that. Okay, now we're gonna take our Cerulean, and then I'm gonna put that on top of this Cobalt. All right, now we're gonna drizzle our silver. Already kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna wreck it. I'm gonna use a thicker brush. The brush itself isn't thick, but the stick portion of it, the butt of the brush, and I'm just going to wreck it. So I'm gonna go left and right first. Nice. Tempted to just leave it like that. No, I wanted it to be a little bit more involved. So I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna do diagonal, but I'm gonna do bigger lines, so not as thin as these. Yeah, that's just enough more action, but it doesn't take away that original work. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna stretch just a little. I'm gonna keep the shape of this mostly. All right, that y'all is a pour that I am very happy with. All right, so here is it wet right there. I am very happy with this. Love that Prussian blue is peeking through. Got a lot of that Cerulean coming through. Oh, actually no. Almost there's an even amount of everything, I feel like. Even this silver. Even though you saw that I used just a little bit of silver, there's almost equal parts silver to all of this, but it's really cool. It has a cool, funky kind of retro vibe to it. At the very end, when I stretched it, I made sure that this line and that line were equal space from the middle hole there. All right, I'll see y'all in a few seconds. All right, so my box is nice and dried. I let this dry for 2 days, and as you can see, the tape came off nice and pretty clean. Like, those lines are very clean. I think I am going to tape off this before I paint it. I'm gonna do that off camera because I know that is extremely boring, and I'll bring you guys back and we'll do some painting. All right, so I got everything taped off. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. So I spray painted this hinge in order to kind of prime it and get it ready for painting. However, I don't like that there's a little piece that's not painted there. I don't know if you can see that. So what I did, I spray painted it once flat, let that dry, then I cranked it open like that and spray painted the rest. And it mostly got everything covered, but there's still little spots that didn't quite catch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy another hinge. I'll bring this exact hinge, make sure I get the perfect match for it. And we're just gonna put on a nice silver hinge that's already silver, just to make my life a little bit easier. All right, so we're going in with our metallic silver from Artist Loft. But yeah, so far this is going very easily. I'm gonna paint the top of these all the way blue like I said, but I'm gonna do that off camera. And so when you come back and see this again, I'll probably already have given this a second layer of silver as well. I'll probably paint the edge of that top too silver. So I'm just gonna be putting everything back together, and then we're gonna spray this puppy with the enamel. It's gonna shine and it's gonna be done. There we go. I am very happy with that result. I'm gonna take you in close and I'll show you what we got. Okie dokie artichoke. So, I guess that's my new thing, right? Instead of all right. Here is the silver. It's hitting the light there. You can see that nice shine that I wanted. I do see a couple of spots I might want to go over, but we'll do that once it dries. But so far, I am loving the look of this box. Yeah, I'll see y'all in a couple days. All right, so today is the final day. Whoops, hold on, let me get dressed. Don't look. All right, so today we are going to assemble, and I'm gonna do the final touch, which is spray it with this clear gloss enamel right here. This just gives it a nice layer of protection, makes it all nice and glossy, makes it look really good. So a few things I need to catch you guys up on. I figured this is a little boring to film. I just painted a second coat on all of this, on all of the silver, this nice Prussian blue, and I painted this top portion here. I gave that 2 coats as well, just so when the box is open, it looks nice and clean. And I painted the bottom of the lid. So when it's opened up, you see that blue. One more thing, I forgot I did this. I painted the bottom of this as well. And one more little touch that I did add to this I thought was pretty cool. Corey gave me the idea of adding these little sliders on the bottom. I did something else off camera. I made the little container, or the little section where the pen and your paper go into. I did that off camera. All I did was I took some balsa wood, measured it out, and used a box cutter to cut it out. And as you see, I painted the edges here silver, and I painted the main section Prussian blue. And so, funny story with the top here. So you might be looking at this and saying, hey, looks exactly how I did earlier. Well, not exactly. I don't know how this happened, but I knocked it over, went flat on its face right here. It was way before it was dried. It was dried a little bit, but it was mostly wet. I'm actually going to post a picture here and show you the mess that it left on the table. So I had to re-pour this. Obviously pours look different every time you do it. So it's not quite the same, but it's close enough. It still has that same vibe, you know? All right, so today we're gonna start with attaching this lid, this infamous lid that I was just talking about. Nice, like butter, baby. There we go. And last one. All right, so it's secure, the hinge is hinging, we're all good. However, if you look inside of here, you can see that there are some small holes. This is where, when I used the last hinge, I actually used screws that were a lot bigger than these, maybe about like half an inch bigger than these. And so the screw poked all the way through, making it kind of like a hazard. Since I did buy a new hinge, it came with the screws that were made for it. In order to keep things kind of clean and more uniform and neat, I am going to hot glue over the holes. So I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit, and then we're going to attach this compartment. Okie dokie, so now that this puppy is mostly dry, it's dry to the touch. And I think I want to choose, I want to put it on this side. I don't know why, I'm just leaning towards this side. I feel like if this is the front, then you can grab it with your right hand and open it. It just makes sense. It makes sense to me, so we're gonna go with it. All right, so I'm gonna take this super glue. I wish it made that swishy, swishy, swishy sound that it makes when Corey shakes up his bottle of paint. God, he hates it when I'm zooming on that, but I love it. It's hilarious. A little bit of pressure, not too much. Hold it for about 30 seconds. And we have ourselves a guide box, guys. We have the box, we have everything inserted, painted, double coated. We're gonna give it a nice protective layer of clear gloss enamel. So before I do that, I'm gonna clear off this table and I'm gonna open up this garage door over here so we have some ventilation, because even though I like these funky toxic smells, I don't wanna die from it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna grab some gloves and a mask to protect myself from the fumes. Right back. Everything looks a little funky. Just ignore it. Just pretend like everything looks exactly like it did earlier. All right, so I'm gonna put these on these nice little stands here. These are ones that we like to use to pour on. All right, give it a nice shake. Cover up, and let's get this spraying. Got the first coat on. I might let it dry like maybe a day, give it another coat just to be extra careful. But right now, y'all, this is it. This is the finished product. First thing I notice is I can see the colors are nice and deeper and richer, which is what I love about this enamel. It already looks glossy. It just looks so complete and finished and polished. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna take him close to see how it looks. All right. So here is this finished God box. I'm so glad that I chose that silver hinge there. It's not the exact same silver as the paint, but it's close enough and it just makes it look nice and nice and rich. This top here, OMG. I love this pour so much, I think I might just do this as a normal painting. The exact same colors, similar style. There's something just so funky, but kind of classy about it. You can see that nice gleam that I got, nice little shine from the enamel. This notch here, I'm very proud of. And let's come around the front here. And there goes the section where you put in your paper, your pen, and yeah, it's complete. I would open it to let you see what the inside looks like right now, but it's still a little wet. I don't want to touch it. And man, I'm honestly, I'm very happy about this. Hope my friend loves it. He really liked the one that I made for our other customer. He said, make it exactly like that. I think I did that, but a little bit better. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching me, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Adrian, guess what?
Chicken butt. No, seriously. What?
Our website's live. Go to artreallycool.com.
Yeah, you're lying. Let me check. Oh, you weren't lying.